Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some equestrian era characters. And today's one is guard, Fang. Okay, so you can see simplified traditional. They look the same. Pronounced as Fang. Um, and the meaning, even if I translate it as guard, but it's really diminishing because Chinese and English, they're not exactly one-on-one mapping. So if you check this by Google Translate, it will offer you multiple meanings and you pick probably based on how frequent it would be used or translated in a certain context. So I translate as guard is probably one of the common meanings, but the original meaning, if we go trace back to history, this 2000 years ago's dictionary have this cliff. So we have upper ground, which got this top left corner, which looks like this. That systematically throughout Chinese, if you see this top left corner drawn out, that means high ground. And then we have this boxes, almost like shelves of boxes stacking up. That means it's going vertical. So the whole thing means cliff. The right side, pronounced as fang, flat tone. Same thing, but the tone is different. Fang, and that means a square or or direction. So it relates to how things oriented or shaped. And according to scholars, that means this is a shape of a boat. So picture, I guess, a boat or kayak. And then this horizontal line with one kind of an upward pointing thing, this thing serves as the connector of boat. So that boat run parallel. Kind of like a contemporary boat design, catamaran. Like that's how two parallel boat or hulls in water to keep it more almost like a expand in space, right? Almost like we have 2 feet on the ground. That way we keep stability on the ground. On water, two boat parallel, like bind together so they don't go on their own way. They paired together. That way it gets more stable. So this parallel boat connected with this, I mean, obviously the second boat wasn't drawn out. Here, just one boat with this connecting thing. It's kind of a beam going connecting to give you the sense of it's parallel boat. And it could be used in ancient times as military or serves as a platform on water to make it more stable. And probably the formation of it shaped as a rectangle. Not exactly rectangle, actually square. And also because a has the meaning of have two parallel things and then connected in a different direction. So the whole thing also means direction. So I find this fun character is fascinating because it serves so many different functions. Maybe I can spend a month talking about like unpacking the multitudes of meanings of fun this character. So obviously this is not just serves as a sound maker because okay, this right thing is fang and the whole thing pronounced as fang, right? It definitely the sound came from it, but always the sound maker serves as the meaning maker as well. Fang because it means square. Um, we can imagine this is man-made cube thing, cube-looking thing, kind of like a bricks, right? Or more square shape cubes with two sides the same length, right? And then that's used stack up to create this man-made stacked up cliff thing. The purpose of that is to serve as the bank or channel to contain the water within that build up higher ground. So it's a container for waterway so that the areas that need irrigation from the water but cannot afford to be flooded. So that's ancient, I guess, civil engineering thing. So the whole throughout the years, I mean, centuries or millennials of Chinese agrarian societies history. Like we have many, I guess, flood years. So this flood control was a big deal. So here it talks about this bank serves as the uh, flood barrier, and then eventually it takes on the meaning of a guard because flood can benefit us, but if not contained, can harm us. So this guard almost came from this water containment, but we can apply this containment or protection as if it's a man-made rectangular blocks that build up a cliffs of sorts for us to protect us from something. So this eventually take the meaning of guard. That's more common meaning these days. Okay, 防不胜防. Okay, if I translate in English, we see the same character reoccurring and separated by two other characters. 防不胜防, guard, not wing guard. So what does that mean? It means situation is basically out of control, out of your complete control. So you may just like the bank of the river for I don't know, like 99% of the time when it rains, the flood or the river can raise to high water mark, but still not over spill from the containment, right? But that 1% of time it can flood. So this 防不胜防 is like you put on the guard, but how much you guard against. There may always be kind of an outlier event that go beyond what you build toward majority of the situations, but there may be extreme situations that you're not build up for because building that costs money, right? So I guess any society they have to calculate how much risk they want to take and how much investment they want to put in there. So 防不胜凤凰 basically saying like you put up you know there are going to be risk, you're going to guard against the risks, but there are situations it's going to be go beyond your control. All right, 防民之口胜于防川. So these two lines came from the same expression and often paired together. And that expression often used by the ruler of the country. I mean, a ton of Chinese wisdom or expressions were actually used for the ruler to rule the country. So basically, the mentality here is you want to guard people of their mouth, meaning word of mouth. People, before we have voting or any other ways to express the opinions from people are going to talk among themselves, right? So the reputation is out there. So for a country's ruler to prevent people badmouth you, like ruin your reputation, is even more important, more than guard flood. So guard flood is the original meaning of what this guard is about. It is that bank, that containment of flood, of fast water, fast flowing water. So from the ruler's point of view, preventing flooding is not as important as preventing people's negative opinions. So public opinion management. So I guess since ancient times, when one man through the apparatus are trying to rule a whole big population, this imagery or reputation was already like well known. If you got ill will or bad reputation among people, then ruling them is harder, and the damage is going to be harder or more than a flooding situation. So here is the Three Gorges 三 Xia Shui Dian Zhan. So Xia is this gorgeous, three gorgeous, and this is a hydroelectric station, supposed to be the world's biggest hydro power plant. And this is this was a big civil engineering project to take on because it's on Yangtze River, the longest river in China, kind of like a cross right in the middle horizontally on the map of China. And then this was quite debated civil engineering project. And just show you the Fang character guard, even if it's diminished to guard meaning, but it originated from this big dam. And you can see, in, I guess this was built in the early 2000s, finished in the early 2000s, probably spent 2 decades for the government to finish the whole project. Lots of people have to migrate to other higher ground regions. So it's almost like a change in the landscape and the culture, local culture and the population so much have to be sacrificed for this civil engineering project. And hopefully, I mean, right now it's the biggest. I forgot what's the exact volume of power generated from this plant, but just to show that in the 21st century, that humans can build such great engineering projects to try to contain and utilize the power of water. And that is the fun. And through this character, we can see throughout the history, this was a thing already back then. It's just now we have newer technology can take on bigger project and build this long, huge project across the biggest river in China. All right, there you go. Thank you for your time. See you another day.